Hi, I'm Mia, and today I'm doing my makeup like the sun. But yeah, one of my friends, my sweetest, dearest friend, drew me a little face chart. They also drew me a matching, like, moon nighttime one, but obviously I can only do so much at a time. So, I'm going to do the sun one right now because I'm wearing brown because that makes a little more sense. And then I'll, you know, shower change, probably into a black shirt. And then I'll do my moon nighttime one later, either today or tomorrow. Depends on if Bridget will let me do anything. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna first start off with the eyes like I always do. I know, what a wild concept. I'm only gonna be able to do my eyeshadow right now because the drawing has like little sun flares, if you will. Waves. So that will have to be after I do my base, but I always want to have my eyes down first. So we'll do that. So I'm going to start off with the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. And, I can't get this open now. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Frothy with a tiny bit of honey, just so I can have a little bit of yellow. Like, it's not overly bright yellow, but it's a nice honey color. I know, wow, who would have thought? But yeah, today is Monday I want to say it's February 16th? Yeah, because Valentine's Day was on Saturday and I worked. It's so funny because Valentine's Day was not busy whatsoever. Like, my manager's like, oh, you know, come in at 8, I'll be in at 7, and, you know, I'll probably leave when you get in so I can go help a different location. I'm like, okay, whatever. Get in, she's like 3/4 of the way done baking. I'm like, lady, like, we had 20 pre-orders, but they weren't big. Like, they're anywhere between a 6-pack and a 12-pack. So it's not like it was big orders that we needed to justify all that for. And like then throughout the day, I was like, I don't think we're gonna need to bake at all. Because it was not busy whatsoever, which was beautiful because, you know, every other day that week I'd been in early because it had been so busy. Been in early or stayed late. It's funny, when I clocked out Friday night, I was at my scheduled hours for the week with a whole 8-hour shift behind me. I think Saturday was an 8.5-hour shift, which isn't long, but I have a 70-hour paycheck coming up, so, which is so funny because even though it's less than full-time, it's more than what full-time people make at minimum wage, and I still can't afford anything on that. Alright, then with a short, dense, almost stubby little brush, I'm going to take Hazelnut because this is the warmest tone there is in here, and I'm just going to pack that right there. Keep it very close and precise, don't bring it up too high. And then I'm gonna go down all the way underneath, actually, and just do a little flicking motion, because I do have a multitude of shimmers to go in with. Because, you know, I was like, oh, I need to see, I'm like, about this eyeliner, and I'm like, oh no, I can't get it open. So I was testing other things, and I was like, okay, I'm like, I think I'll be able to use this one instead. And I tried one last time to get the original eyeliner packaging open, and then open. I'm like, okay, like naturally. But I was trying to go through and see what I had for like warm golden like solo shadows, or just generally, and I don't have a lot of them. So we're gonna do what we can, and I'm just gonna layer this a little more, just a teeny tiny little bit. I also might take a creative liberty and add freckles, just because like sun and sun-kissed makeup makes me think of freckles, so it just makes sense. I should text my friend and get their permission first. Be like, hey, one creative decision, change. And I'm just gonna, I can't see anything on the camera. Yeah, also I cleaned this, so this is like so shiny now. But this is looking perfect. And next I'm just going to go in with some of the NYX glitter primer because I do definitely need some of this. because the shades that I swatched aren't overly glittery. So they're just like more of a sheen, which aren't my favorite, but again, I don't have very many gold palettes. I should probably fix that a little. Like, I know I have to have at least 1 or 2 very expired ColourPop ones that I've been meaning to throw out, like they're right there. And I know I have the Good as Gold palette in there. But you know, and even though powders don't really expire in my opinion, and I haven't used or opened them in a while, a little. Alright, this was actually a free gift with purchase from Ulta. This is a single shade from the Natasha Denona Golden palette. I know. I think this is the shade Oro. Again, you can't buy these by themselves, but I was like, oh my god, you know, I always try to make the most of my, yeah, like it's gold, but it's not, again, I know Natasha Denona's shimmer formulas aren't usually my thing, so that's why I also do have another shade to go in with, but I do need like that yellow gold down. I need it to be gold and not just like a warm toned champagne shimmer for once. I know, but you know, sometimes these things have to happen. So, just gonna do that. Also, she is very sweet and I'm glad that I like her. But Bridget has designated me as her person, and I don't want to be her person. No offense to her. However, and then this is from Holika. It's my fave piece, Glitz, or You're My Fave. I don't know. I got this on YesStyle like a few months ago and haven't really touched it. I'll make sure to put the correct name in the bottom or in the description. Ironically enough, this is the shade Moonshine, but this is a very warm toned, not quite champagne, but it's gonna work for like the inner corners more. Like, right, oh, that's like a champagne, oh yeah. See, this is the kind of, like, this isn't just champagne, this is like a more, I'd say, like, champagne gold, and that's the kind of gold that works best on my skin tone. Because, like, I'm a little more warm, maybe olive, than not. Like, neutral, definitely, maybe a little warm olive. So I don't like a yellow gold, but I don't look great in silver. This is exactly, oh yeah, yeah, this was exactly what I needed. Oh, that looks, girl, look at me go. I don't know if I should put lashes on yet or not, because I feel like it might be, I think I might need to put lashes on after I do my, just so I can get really up close. Like, let me look at the picture again. I think I should wait until after I do my base and the little sun flares, if you will, to do my lashes. So I guess we're moving right on to the base. Oh my god, hey, what are you doing here? Funny seeing you. I know, I'm naked, I don't have any lashes on, don't look at me, I'm hideous. But I'm gonna move on to the base. I'm gonna go in with my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. I might have maybe bought another one of these. Well, because I use the jumbo bottles. This one's about half full. I want to say I have an unopened one. And the jumbo bottles usually come out, from what I've seen, for the holidays. So, it was on sale and it dropped like $13. So, I was like, oh, I'll buy a backup. Because again, I use these so often, whether it's, you know, doing my makeup or doing skincare, or I have bottles of the tiny ones because my friend got me like one of the Barbie kits. They did, so you know, it had a mini moisturizer and a mini dewdrop. So I used it, and I'll keep one in my bag at all times in case my skin's being weird, and I'll just refill it from the big bottle. So you know, versatility. We love her. And next I'm going to go in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum in the shade Main Squeeze. Give myself an extra little A, boost of hydration, B, boost of gold, booster gold. I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, no, on the topic of work. So, I went in, I'd say probably 7 a.m. on Thursday. So I'm like, okay, I have these big orders, then I have a 450 pack for 3 o'clock, so blah, 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 blah. You know, get the orders done, get about a quarter of the 450 done before I even open. And then, like, probably 10 or so minutes before I opened an order for 224 printed out for delivery for 130, which means that realistically I had to have it done by 1. And I'm like, I called my manager stressed. I'm like, oh my god, I don't think I'm gonna be able to open the store. And she's like, oh, district manager said to open the store, just tell people their orders are gonna be, you know, either a little delayed or you may not have everything. I'm like, girl, I have everything baked. It's just, like, if it's busy in store, I'm not gonna have the time to bake anything. But turns out I was stressing over nothing because I got both orders done by 12:30. But I'm like, again, that's because I was very lucky and we were not busy in store on Thursday. Like, I got very, very lucky because Thursday's usually the busiest day in store. So, thank God. But, you know, I did $3,000 in pre-sales, which was more than what we did the night before. Well, not the night before, the day before. So I don't want to hear Night Crew ever say that they're busy again. And next I'm going to go in with the Haus Labs Trichlone Skin Tech Foundation in 70 Fair Neutral. I'm not going to add any color correction drops to this because it being a little peachy like it usually is. Sorry, brush will go color-wise. But yeah, no, I left the house, so I think I left the house at 6 a.m., you know, for 7 o'clock clock in. Because the trains have been weird lately and just delayed. But no, I brought the monsters from home for me. Because I'm like, if the train does get delayed, I'm not going to have time to go, you know, to 7-Eleven because CVS and Walgreens don't open until 7. I also brought a deli container of honey bunches of oats with strawberries so I could eat it at work with the milk that we keep. So that was sad and embarrassing. Like, I busted out a reusable bag because it was just a little too much to fit in my bag. Like my, you know, normal bag that I carry. So I'm like, ha. I was so tempted to call TD Bank because, you know, we don't know who our bank is for the store, but I have a TD Bank account, so I will go there to get change in the morning. And I've become very mutual, like, not friends, but like work friends with one of the tellers. And when he sees me, usually Thursdays, Fridays, he'll be like, oh my god, do you want me to get you lunch? Because he'll get free cookies out of it and I'll get a free lunch. So he'll save money, I'll get to eat. I was half tempted to call the bank, be like, oh my god, tell blah blah blah, I'm here, I just can't come in, I would like lunch. But I did see him Friday. He did bring me a burrito bowl from Chipotle that I only got to eat about half of because A, it was busy, B, my friend who drew me the face chart and is going with me to New York now, dropped me a banh mi. So I'm like, priorities. So I ate about half of the Chipotle bowl and brought the rest of it home for my brother because he'll eat anything, really. So, and then I'm gonna go in with the About Face, the Illusionist Skin Focused Concealer in F1 Neutral. Also, I've realized that I own way many more concealers than I do actual foundations. Because I'm like, wow, I repeat a lot of foundations. I'm like, I only have so many foundations. I have more concealers than foundations. But no, ironically enough, Thursday, you know, what turned into a 9-hour day. Again, which isn't very long, but when my original shift was supposed to be 6 hours. I was up at 4 a.m. I only got 5 hours of sleep that night. Because somebody, you know, it was her second night. It was Bridget's second night with us. I'm sorry, not everyone watches all videos all the time. Last Tuesday, ironically enough, at the time of this going up, it will be her 2-week anniversary. We got a puppy on the 8th, maybe? Yeah, I think that would be about right, actually. Whatever the Tuesday was, before Valentine's Day. So, you know, trying to train her. That's not going very well, by the way. She has slept with somebody the entire time she's been with us. So, I was like, okay, I'm like, I have an early morning. You're having an early night. She was not through and would keep yelling. It was to the point, like, not yelling. She was, like, trying and meowing and trying to claw at her cage. So, gave up and let her sleep with me. So I got 5 hours of sleep the day that I had a big order. But on the bright side, with her waking me up at 4 a.m., I was up and I didn't have to worry about it. Alright, I'm gonna go in with the LYS Beauty. This is the No Limits Cream Bronzer and Contour Stick in the shade Hope. It's supposed to be neutral, but it's very warm. But, again, since this is supposed to be like a sun-themed look, a slightly more warm-toned bronzer than I usually go for is, in fact, the move. So, what else? Thursday was just so interesting because I actually got my Massachusetts tax return deposited on Thursday morning, so thank God, because it was the only good thing to come out that day. I think I made like 10-11 bucks in tips too, but like, at what cost? Thankfully somebody saw that I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off by myself and stuffed like $5 in the tip jar for a pickup order. I'm like, you're an angel and I'm gonna kiss you on the lips. I don't like men, but I'm gonna kiss you on the lips. Also, I know this looks ridiculous. I just needed placements down. But yeah, so got my tax return, thank God. I set 100 of it aside to my savings account, so I would like to be known that it was 6:08 in the morning because, you know, I had a very early out. There was a lady riding, she was on before me, and she just had a Tupperware of deviled eggs. It was 5 across, and I couldn't tell if it was, you know, 3 or 4 up or down, whatever we want to consider this direction. But either way, there are at least 15 to 20 eggs, deviled eggs, in this lady's Tupperware in her hands at 6:08 a.m. on a Thursday morning, the 12th. And then I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty blush filter, liquid blush. Wow, I know. In the shade Sunset Lychee, which isn't the blush in the face chart. Looks a little more like terracotta-y, but A, I don't have that many of them. B, I know what colors don't work for me. Not that terracotta doesn't, but I also know. I know. But I'm gonna go a little ham because, again, it's the sun. We're gonna be a little extra blushy. So, I mean, I'm also gonna go over with a powdered blush, but I want to get everything down first. But no, said friend was originally had invited themselves over my house to meet Bridget today, but they have a tummy ache, and I guess it works because up until like an hour ago I had a screaming migraine for 2 days. So, but they really want to meet her, and today would have worked because it's President's Day. So they have the day off because they work in like a law firm, so it's not like just the random, oh my god, I'm gonna take the entire day off just so I can meet a dog. I mean, I think they'd do that. I mean, if we do the Westminster Dog Show next year, that's exactly what's gonna happen. But I did submit for my last two, I'm just adding a little more towards the temples, my last 2 New York days, and I also had to submit for the 21st of February, which is this coming Saturday, but last Saturday by the time this goes up, because they have their first truck shift. You know, since my father's surgery. You know, when they booked this event, we did not have a dog. So I texted my mother, I'm like, hey, do you think I should ask for the day off so someone could be home with the dog? She didn't answer me, and I'm like, hey, did you get my text? She's like, no. So I repeated to her. She's like, oh. She's like, that might be a good idea. I'm like, great. But I had enough PTO and enough sick time, so I could submit both, and both got approved. I had to tell my manager, I'm like, I am so sorry. But speaking of manager, she also texted me yesterday. And I didn't originally see it because, you know, my brother and I were doing things together. I don't know how I'm feeling about more blush, actually. Ooh, you know what? F it, we ball. This is from Kylie Cosmetics. This is the pressed blush powder, sorry. In the shade Baddie on the Block, which is just kind of peachy, so just kind of set it and reinforce it. But she texted me yesterday, and again, I didn't see her text originally because my brother and I were playing, like, we were playing, God, what were we playing together? Oh, guess who? And then we ended up going to Costco. Awful experience, like usual. Surprise, surprise. So, since I didn't respond to her, because I didn't see the text, she double texted me. She's like, oh my god. She's like, this store needs coverage, and since this employee isn't answering me, I was wondering if you'd want to open at our store, and then I go open the store somewhere else, the other store. I'm like, no. And she's like, before I respond, she's like, oh my god, I can have, you know, the person who wasn't responding cover me on Friday, so you can have that off too. I'm like, I have plans. Turns out I didn't have plans since my friend didn't come over. But I'm like, also, you would have taken away 3 Mondays in a row from me. So I worked last Monday, longer than I was supposed to. So that took away my entire day. And I'm working the 23rd because it's her birthday, so I'm nice, and was like, oh my god, I can open for you. And I was like, oh, I'm like, oh, didn't see your text. But I'm like, I have plans. She's like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, it better be fine. Like, I know I said I want more hours, but also at the same time, I need a break. Like, I was on the border of overtime this past week with 1 day in between. Not happening. And then this is from Kaleidos Makeup. This is the Space Age highlighter in the shade Ray Rider. It's not overly golden, but still a little more than most. So, gonna do kind of a lot, gonna be honest here. And, cause like, I don't like how straight gold highlighters look on my skin. It just looks weird. So, things like this are usually a little better for me. And then with a tiny little round brush, I'm gonna reinforce my inner corners and make them a little brighter, because again, I do love me a bright inner corner when the time allows. And then I'm also going to put a little up on my brow bone. Again, this is the sun. She's very shimmery, so like I know my blush is very heavy-handed, but again, it's the sun. So we're going to do a little, and we're going to do a little more down the nose, just a little reinforced. And then a little on the Cupid's bow. Do a little, yeah. Alright, now, time for the scary part. This is from Glisten Cosmetics. This is one of their wet liners. This is the shade Golden. I apparently screwed this so shut last time that, like, I tried doing it like 2 or 3 times and it wouldn't open. I'm like, okay. And I was playing around with some other golds I had. I'm like, oh, this will be fine, I guess. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try one last time. And I got it open. So, thank God. I'm just gonna do a little, mix this in. This is a little too wet. But we're gonna start and do a little. I need my phone. then do a really bigger one in the middle, and then do a, I'm sorry, my hands are so shaky. And I am going to reinforce them and do a tiny, I don't even know how well we can see those, if at all. Lovely, lovely. I'm trying. Sorry, this is just very hard. Alright, trying again. Again, I know, I'm not talking. Terribly sorry. But this is very, very hard to do while talking. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a lot of things to talk to you about this week. Which is gonna be really freaking funny come time to do the second one of these. And I'm like, wow, I have nothing to talk about. But c'est la vie, woe is life, woe is me. Just do a little. Gonna be honest, gonna go a little more ham. Good, yeah. No, that evil little dog. Again, she's very sweet. However, alright, I am not gonna squeeze this as tight as I did last time, because again, that was just, it was like a good 10-15 minute endeavor. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna layer a little bit of this Urban Decay Moondust Glitter Eyeliner in the shade Space Cowboy. This was gifted directly from Urban Decay when they came out with the Space Cowboy palette. So I got like the original one, the little skinny one, not the square quad. So I think I got this and Space Cowboy. No, there wasn't the stick eyeliner wasn't. Was it? I don't remember if I have it or not. Either way, they gave it to me. But there's a little more, even though it's a little darker, there's a little bit of multi-dimensional glitter in here. So give it some depth, if you will. But yeah, even though it was such a busy week, nothing really happened. Like, it was a pretty standard, easy week. Nobody was yelling at me on the phone for things that weren't my fault or even the store's fault. So, I mean, I consider that a win, obviously. Like, I love not getting yelled at. My manager said she's going to talk to the district managers about me being assistant. She was talking a little bit trash about one of the nighttime employees. Who's like, she's trying to do manager duties, but at the same time she's not doing her regular job. So she's trying to like delegate and do all these extra things, and she, you know, I'm the only one that knows that my manager has to hire or at least promote someone to be an assistant manager now. So she's just doing this for the love of the game, but her game is trash. So alright, I need to find some lashes. Promise, swear to God. Find some lashes and I will be back to finish off my lips. Alright, I've done some dilly-dallying, but lashes are on. We're finishing this. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is from Elf. This is the Cream Glide Lip Liner in the shade Baddest Beige. Again, I'm not actively buying anything new from Elf, but I am going to continue to use what I have because I already spent money on it. Pat off whatever lip balm I had left. Like I said, I just really don't know what to tell you because it's been a very boring week. Most interesting thing is that the dog is being a menace, but she's a puppy, so surprise, surprise. Ew. Why is she with me for 4 hours on Friday? Okay, so I guess my manager didn't have it. Sorry, my manager just sent an updated schedule. I guess she didn't go over to the other store because she's still on there for today, obviously. Which, and again, I know she applied to be like an assistant district manager, but at the same time, her store is her priority right now. Wild concept, I know. Yeah, this is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is, I don't even know what this lipstick is called. It's one of the matte ones. What? Who are you? Why are you? Like, I hate products that don't have the product name on it. And I don't think it's sold at Sephora anymore because it's one of the matte lipsticks from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Super Cindy. I'm gonna make sure to find the exact maybe Hot Lips? I don't know. Again, this is the shade Super Cindy, and I'm gonna do a little pat and swipe motion. Don't want necessarily, sorry, that got in my tooth. Don't want necessarily full coverage, but still need. Alright, I'm gonna take the tiniest bit of whatever's left from this Lunar Beauty lip gloss in the shade Dreamy. Again, I've been saying this for like months, but I need to get a new one of these. But I generally don't have anything else I want to get at a time, so I don't want to spend the money in shipping for a singular lip gloss, you know? But just gonna do a little. There we go. Gonna tap it in a little too, because I don't want overly glossy, but I just need something a little more hydrated. But I need to go fix my bangs, but I should be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. I think this looks so nice. I mean, I messed up a little on the solar flares on the eyes, but everything else just is so cohesive and like warm toned, and like I feel like this suits me. Which is funny because I don't tend to do overly warm toned makeup like this. Like I haven't done like a golden eye in so long. But like also this blush combo, again, it's a lot of blush, but it's the sun. But yeah, I think this came out so nice, so perfect. Hopefully I did your face chart justice, and I need to do a moon one next too. But yeah,